So Donald Trump was in court again today, and he was there with a special guest. And that special guest was his former attorney, the fixer, as they used to call him, Michael Cohen. And he testified in the New York trial, the one that Donald Trump has already lost. And we're basically just trying to figure out how many millions of dollars he's going to have to pay out due to his phony appraising of his own properties and defrauding banks and defrauding basically the state of New York.
All of it.
All of it. But Michael Cohen was in court today, and he had this to say on the stand. He said he was asked by Mr. Trump to increase the total assets based upon a number that he arbitrarily elected. And my responsibility, along with Alan Weisselberg, his former attorney, Donald Trump's former attorney, primarily was to reverse engineer those asset classes, increase those assets in order to achieve the number Mr. Trump has asked us to. So basically testifying that Donald Trump directly instructed them to reclassify or to make up numbers on how much his properties were worth to defraud banks. And of course, Donald Trump was there, had his stupid little press conference like he always does after the trial. Again, he's always trying to win that court of public opinion, and in some spaces he does win that. But let's see what his approach was. I have a clip of him speaking after the trial and what he had to say to win his public opinion trial.
He's trying to get a better deal for himself, but it's not going to work. This case, by any other judge, this case would have been over a long time ago. We did nothing wrong, and that's been proven. Thank you. We'll be out there.
Yeah, so first of all, it's my understanding that Michael Cohen already went to jail for this. So I don't know what better deal Michael Cohen is looking for. And the grandiose shit Donald Trump says, like any other judge, if just this one judge is the one that's like, I'm on this, but any other one of them would have gone, what the fuck are we doing here? Let's get rid of this trial. Sorry, Donald, to waste your time.
Yeah.
This fucking guy is nuts.
He just says lies with authority. Like it's just so crazy, or just stupid, like things that don't even make sense. He says it with such authority, people just be like,
yeah,
thank you, Mr. President. Like,
yeah. He was actually pretty low energy there. He did not seem like he was having a good time at all. And
what time was that? Was that after Jenna Ellis had?
Well, they did ask him about that, and of course he made some sort of. He's like, I don't really know anything about it. You know, I'll figure it out. We did nothing wrong. Yeah, it was we did nothing wrong, and you know, to think again when you have 91 felony counts against you. And to convince, you talk about the David Blaine Act, to convince other people that he did nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong,
right? Like just
is magic,
right? You have people flip. Well, actually, I guess the jury. Well, no, the jury may know about the flips. Yeah,
the jury.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, they're gonna know. So,
well, absolutely. I mean, the jury's gonna know that they were arrested and indicted for these crimes.
Everyone pled guilty, but you didn't do anything. It's like, oh, okay, dude.
I mean, you know, really, at the end of the day, what's he gonna say? You know, he's not gonna come out and say, well, fuck, they got me. Let's just end this stuff. And
Rudy's an idiot too. Like he's stupid. Like Rudy is really stupid. I mean, maybe. Are we talking about Mark Meadows? I know what time it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mark Meadows. He's another one that just came out and flipped it. In fact, I pulled up something here. Were you going to say something while I'm looking that up?
I was just thinking about Rudy must have been like, shit. Mark Meadows got immunity. Maybe I should have done that.
Rudy is clearly crazy. Rudy's got some issues.
Like,
And
what is?
I think he's being, hold on, be quiet. Not you, I was that guy. I think Rudy is just either all in, and he just figures, you know what, I'm going down in flames. Whatever happens, happens. Or at some point he may come to his senses. But I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking Rudy, he just doesn't have any senses at this point anymore.
Like, because there's no, if his attorney is not telling him that you need a plea deal, then his attorney's committing malpractice, because you would have to tell him that. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Fannie Willis's team has been in contact with them and say, hey, we can offer you a deal if he flips. They have. So,
well, Rudy's an attorney himself.
right, that too, prosecutor.
Dude, right.
The prosecutor was.
That is correct. That's why I said I don't know if Rudy's got his senses about him anymore. He just does seem, when you hear him on interviews or you see him, he's always making wacky faces and weird noises, and it's just like I think he might really be gone. But Mark Meadows here says former President Donald Trump's final chief of staff in the White House, Mark Meadows, has spoken with special counsel Jack Smith. Jack Smith's team at least 3 times this year, including once before a federal grand jury, which came only after Smith granted Meadows immunity to testify under oath, according to sources familiar with the matter. The sources said Meadows informed Smith's team that he repeatedly told Trump in the weeks after the 2020 presidential election that the allegations of significant voting fraud coming to them were baseless, a striking break from Trump's prolific rhetoric regarding the election. So, we go from the Georgia case to now the case in, which one is that? That's the one in so he had Florida, Atlanta, New York, Washington. That's the Washington case, the Jack Smith case, right?
Judge Chetney.
Chuckin. Yeah.
Too many at this point.
Yeah, I know it is. It does get confusing, and but we all know he's got all kinds of charges against him. But that's just another one where the defense basically for Donald Trump in that case is, I had no idea. I truly believed that this was stolen, and there's no proof that there wasn't. But this is just yet another guy coming to his senses and saying, look, we've been telling him the whole time. It's all bullshit. He knew that it was bullshit. And I think there's going to be way more evidence, because we talked about Fannie Willis having her shit together. My guess is that Jack Smith has his shit together, and he is not to be fucked with. And I think, again, when we see 2024 hit, we're going to see a lot of bad news.
I mean, this is
Trump.
bad. Mark Meadows, because Mark Meadows is the guy that was burning the documents.
He's the chief of staff for Donald Trump.
Well, remember Cassidy Hutchinson said that he was burning so many documents every day, all the time, that Mark Meadows' wife said that his suits were starting to smell like chimneys or something that. Like, what the heck, man?
Yeah, wild, wacky stuff.
What were you burning, Mark?
Yeah.
Inquiring minds.
I think Jack Smith knows now at this point. So, like I said, it's going to be a very interesting 2024.